108.29 area.
Yeah.
That would be another quarters entry with a lot less risk.
Which one are you talking about?
We're looking at the 4-hour chart,
And
it's right at the cross of the clouds, and it happened on October the 29th, 2014. If it's going to go through that, it's going down a long ways. But that one,
which currency pair?
that would be US yen.
Oh, okay.
You got several different places you could try to jump in. And right now it's 109.63, so you're in an area of demand right at the 109.45. So it may not move much further if it bounces off this. If you want to take a quick possibility, you're not risking as much that way compared to the daily. But I really like the one just a little bit further down, playing the actual quarter at the 108.22.25 mark. That the one path gave us a signal there, as well as our quarter signal. Remember we talked about a star on top of a dot this morning? That's a star on top of a dot.
Well, Al's got stars now on his chart. Al's seeing stars too.
Yeah, I'm seeing stars.
With the stars on.
And really, I like that position. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and set it up as a long-termer. I like it that much. Anytime I have a star on top of a dot, it's got to be a good thing. It just can't not be bad. Go for my quick.
Oh, you do have a pretty good sell signal. Right there.
Yeah, and I'm also got a sell. I've got a sell order there, so I'm gonna hopefully write it down to this 108.25 mark.
That's why it doesn't make sense that he'd be long with all these other things.
Well, I think he battles this pair, and I think he wants to be right.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, I think he made the way he made it sound is a lot like me in the euro pound, where I just want I'm tired of it. I want to beat it. So I'm going to be entry there. I'm going to go ahead and set this up for me.
Which one?
I'm going to go long on the dollar yen at the 108.25 mark.
You don't think it's going to come back up to 110.25 first?
I've also got a short sitting there. This is a long term, dude. When you're set and forget, you can hold on for forever.
It's true.
And so if something happens to go down there and touch it, I'm already set up for it. Of course, like I said, I review everything every morning and every afternoon. So it's not like I'm leaving it out there to hang. But I'm definitely thinking that 110 would be my third target here. Let me go back over to my... Yeah, I'm sitting on an order, short order. I've got two of them actually to be short. I've got one up higher up, and I've got one at that 110 mark. Based on this particular one, based on the one path, because I have the star coming out of the core. As a matter of fact, I could go short right now. Oh, I'm a little late. It's already come into the zone. So you see that star on top of the dot?
No,
Oh, never mind. You don't do those things.
I don't do those
Trade
things.
stars and dots.
No, I don't.
Barb, it's definitely below you. Your trading skills are way past that. You don't need stars and dots. No, you're actually on the quarter signal, the third candle over on the 4-hour where you have your green dot. I have a star, and that was a quarter signal out, I believe.
Yeah, because you broke some.
And it's already come back into that, touched, and now it's moving away again.
Yeah.
A little late. So I did move, since we are moving down again, I went ahead and canceled my higher one up.
Actually, no, I didn't know why you would have a... Oh, minor halls, maybe.
Yeah.
I think I have mine set to majors, that's why I didn't give me anything.
You have minor holes. Do you normally keep yours at majors on 4?
No, I was up on the daily on this one. That's why I was set to majors. But
Okay.
yeah,
And then my hopes are this weekend that if I have just a little bit of time, I'm gonna. Are you gonna be able to make this tool available on Forex Tester?
Well, it already is available in Forex Tester, just not as
Oh.
intense as this. I mean, the clouds,
Okay.
everything's available. The only thing is, it's not independent cloud. I gotta fix that. But other than that, you can just slap two clouds on and do it that way.
I'm just looking at testing when I have a star and a one-pass signal. How often when I take those, how reliable are they when they both coincide?
Yeah, you can still do that.
Okay. I may get you to help me make sure I set that up right, because all I need to do is set it up once, and I can do it for multiple pairs.
So I do have a topic I want to talk about.
I was going to ask you a question before you get to your topic, James.
Go ahead.
As I'm looking at my U.S. yen on the 4-hour, you talked about removing signals that are not with trend.
Uh-huh.
Can you do that also with the quarter signals?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Can you do it? I didn't ask you. Have you got there?
No, meaning I haven't gotten to setting up that setting because I have to put trend parameters into it. Currently,
Are you able to do that?
yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Okay. So that's a possible future thing. Because when I'm looking at this U.S. yen, man, there's a bunch of stars, which is not bad.
Yeah, it's on my list.
Seeing stars.
I want to get, once I get the trend working on here properly, all I have to do is just take it and move it over to the other indicator.
Cool. I was just seeing if it was even possible. See, you were already ahead of me. You already had in your brain that this is something you need to do. I just want to know, could it be done?
Yeah, of course it can be done.
What was that?
I said, of course it can be done. Everything
Okay.
Done.
Well, I would go nowhere else but with you. Because I have no clue on that at all. Got a strong move away. Man.
We got our trend independent signal on the euro on a 4-hour chart right there.
Hold on.
Trend's definitely up.
Let me see that on mine.
That might be the same or similar level to the yen. So what I'm actually going to do is just have both signals sitting here, both orders sitting here. And then if the yen is too far away, the yen is too far away.
Let me see. I don't have a signal there. Is it because I don't have the same parameters?
Fast momentum.
Let me see here. Because I changed my wick size and my candle size to see if I could get a different. There it is. Okay, I see it. I tweaked mine. Okay, so I'm playing a little bit at the same time, James. I changed my percent of wick to 20, and I changed my candle size to 1.8.
So you still should be able to get this, because this is 1.5, or maybe 1.5 difference. Actually, you know what? The wick might be it.
Yeah, and it's not showing that one, so that would eliminate that particular one for me. So I like that zone. I also like the fact that everything is green.
Yeah, it's
I do
definitely.
have a star on top of a quarters at the 12:25 mark.
That's a bit of ways away.
It is a bit of ways away, but it's one of those long-term swing things that by the time it gets there, the daily clouds should be right there as well. It's partly already there now. It's right in the middle of it, so that may be too far away for now. Interesting. Really a lot of sideways for the euro to the last week or so. I guess the last couple days, really.
It's gonna be like that until the 27th, possibly.
What's happening on the 27th?
The rate increase or flag thereof.
That could set it down there that low.
Yeah.
That's pretty. I don't know. Is that a? Let me ask you a question on that signal we got. I guess that would be the candle coming out of there. Would be the quarter signal. Does that wick give you much concern?
On the what?
That's not considered an engulfing candle, is it? Even though I guess it would be. No, because it came down, then it had to move back up. I'm talking about the 329 candle coming out of the quarter at 112.25.
This one?
I was just curious.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, I believe that one. Is that wick causes problems? Because that means price was up and it came all the way down and then moved out. Is that really a true base?
It could be a retest of the level.
Okay.
So, but the thing is, the bottom half here is not fresh, but the top half is.
Okay.
I just remembered something. I think I forgot. The whole when you're looking at. Come on, what's wrong with this thing? The whole which half is demand, which half is supply, and how they shift. Completely forgot about that whole thing. I'll talk about it some other time though. It's not making the slide thicker for some reason. The 2.0, we're trying to make it so that you can see it, but it's not making it any thicker. Oh, there you go. That way. So, first question I guess I have is, who's still struggling with consistency here?
I had a rough week or two, the last week or two, but the last few days I'm back on. I think that would be me for sure.
Okay. Alright. So I have a semi-solution to the problem. And you see the first part of the problem is the end user, but the second part of the problem is the it's probably not taking profits properly.
What I've been doing, James, is I've been doing the 1 to 1.5, then 1 to 2, and then let the other one go.
It's weird. There's a line missing right there. Anyways, so what? This is, I guess, your guys' homework to try this as kind of like a practice. I would say do it for 30 days one way, then we'll do it for 30 days after that. We're going to double up. So what I did here was I added a level to the fib. So now it's basically draws 1 to 1. This is the size of your zone. This is your profit target. I know some of you are probably going to clear the room. You're going to look at me like I'm crazy. But this is for all of you 15-minute traders. Let's say that's your starting out point. How hard is that to accomplish?
The 1 to 1 is usually not very hard.
Not very hard at all, right?
I can usually get the 1 to 1.
So what you do is, for 30 days, that's all you do. You're allowed 2 trades a day, and your entire goal for the day is to make 2 1-to-1 trades. Then, after 30 days, if you can prove to yourself that you can stick to the rules, because this is really a rule training exercise, not necessarily anything else. And obviously, it's not gonna, make you a millionaire overnight. But once you exercise this for 30 days, and you can prove to yourself you can stick with the rules, and you can achieve consistency of doing, 2 trades a day, 1-to-1. Making a profit, walking away once you have 2 winning trades and coming back the next day to start all over again. After 30 days, you increase. And that becomes your goal. So now you have what you already know you're consistent at, and you can easily accomplish the 1-to-1 trading. You now just add a second target, which is your 2-to-1, and you do that for 30 days. You basically put your both your positions at the starting point, your stop, where your stop will go, and then target 1, target 2. Once you hit target 1, you move to break even with commissions and let it go. You might notice that now your consistency is a little bit less because you're not getting target 2, but you're still making the same 1-to-1 that you did the first time around. And once you do this for 30 days and you notice that it's working for you, now you go one more position size. And now you learn how to manage your trade.
So you're saying after the first 1-to-1 with the stop to break even plus commissions.
Yep. And this is how you gradually upgrade yourself to three targets. And the position size allows for your 3 targets. And actually, technically, you have 3 targets and you also have a runner, because you're going to have a position size of 4. This thing is bugging me. For some reason, it keeps acting up. There you go. I'll just do that. So you'll have you'll be trading at 4 contracts. You'll have 1, 2, 3, and then you'll have a runner. The thing is that because of your consistency level that you achieve in the first 30 days, you will make this probably more times than that. And then you'll work on getting target 2 and target 3.
Does this apply still for the longer swing trading too?
It applies to everything.
Okay.
And you have to create a rule for yourself to say, I will not risk more than, let's say, 15-minute chart, 10 pips, 10 to 15 pips. And you're looking to make 10 to 15 pips. When you first, and you can do this, let's say, you're trading 3 contracts now comfortably. So that's your position size. Slap on 3 contracts and 1-to-1 with those 3 contracts. Then after 30 days of consistency, go to 6 contracts.
Is there a way to? I have a setting for one Fibonacci. Is there a way to save and have 2 multiple Fibonacci tools? Because there's one I'm practicing with that I set up.
Fortunately not, but you can save the levels so that they're always there. You just have to select them once.
You just have to select them. Okay, that's what I need to do. There was I forget where I was learning this one, but
So do you think anybody in here is up for the challenge?
I'll do it.
I'll do it. Actually, I've been doing the 1-to-1 pretty consistently. I could do that. It's when I
Yeah,
when I go
it's
for
the
more,
more.
is where I've been getting the problems.
Do you move your stop?
Generally, let's see, do I move my stop? No.
I think that's part of the problem is, you know,
It's not for the first one-to-one target. I don't.
yeah, it's the target one is if you don't move your stop, you're just gonna be flat. If you move your stop, you'll at least make 1-to-1 across the board. And you know, there's a possibility that more times than not you'll make 2-to-1 once you move to the second target. So like maybe down the road when you have these kinds of parabolic moves, that's going to be pretty much your trade because you'll get in, you know, something like that, and you'll get in right there, and at some point you'll just get all of them without price coming back and stopping you out. And if it does come back and stop you out, you still made money.
Do you move your stop each time you meet the next level? Do you move it up to the next level? So, for instance, you're going to third target. Would you move your stop to the second? Or do you keep it at the break-even point with commissions?
You know, I would say for this exercise, just put it at break even with commissions. You don't want to start messing around with it.
Trailing?
Yeah. Maybe once you get to 3 targets, you can start trailing. But one target, that's not even 3 targets. 3 targets is all the way up here. So once you get to this point, you can stop trailing. So, which means, you know, 1-to-1, break even, 2-to-1, you put your stop at 1-to-1, and then once it breaks above 2-to-1 and gets close to 3-to-1, straddle it. And at least you made 2-to-1.
And you set your Fibonacci's up with 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4?
Yep. I mean, the nice thing about it is that you will learn a lot more than what you think you'll learn. You'll learn discipline. Sticking to those rules. I mean, I think for the most part. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Tony.
My problem is the right entry. Than what you're talking about. I still got to get in the right entry, in the right direction. Unless we're going to use just your signals, you know, just doing that too, and putting it all together that way. But I've been on the wrong side of Brian's trades, or I've been.
I appreciate it, though. I mean,
I know.
and my family appreciates it.
My whole defense, Tony, is that if you're looking at a 15-minute, if we're looking at 15-hour charts, and Brian's taking them on daily and 240 charts, his short is very likely going to be one of our longs type of thing, just by the time frames that we're looking.
The nature of the beast, yeah.
And that's just nature of the beast. So I cannot say that you and or I have been taking trades in the wrong direction. Based on the time frames that we've been trading on.
Oh, okay. And maybe James is just 1-to-1 shorter targets, get in and get out, will keep us just profitable in that type of a trade instead of trying to stay longer, James?
Well, this is just to get you to learn discipline. Eventually, you're going to be doing what Brian's doing, just going to be doing it with some level of consistency.
Yeah, I'm okay. I would just like to be a little bit better. I mean, I've got, like, you know, for instance, with the pound US, I do that 90. Once I hit 90, I'm moving my stop. I'm going to take some sort of profit. And that's kind of what you're talking about doing. But I like to see if I could stick with a 1-to-1 type, see how I do with that.
I mean, look at
I've never tried it.
this little level right here. You got 1-to-1 almost immediately. And 2-to-1 and 3-to-1. Never quite made it, I don't think, to 4-1, but we're not there yet.
And now you're waiting for the trade, once the trade triggers, either with the dot out of the QT zone or the line, you're waiting for it to come back to the QT zone, or you're waiting for it to come back to the line. You're not, I mean, there was a time when we were looking at the candles above and below the line for the zone, where you're just strictly going from the pivot low below, like to go along the line and the pivot low below the line. I guess that's probably where some of the confusion I think can be, is exactly what are you using the line that's generated from the signal. That's your entry.
So your entries at it depends, and dependent is how far away that top wick is from the body.
Right.
And you're gonna have a strict, no more than 15 pip rule. That you're not taking any more than 15 pips of risk. So if let's say
that's off a 15-minute chart.
yeah, let's say the zone is this wide, your entry is 15 pips, so this would fit the parameters no matter how you look at it. But and you're setting up your targets. I know we have the quarters and all that. Don't worry about the quarters. Worry about the fact that you have a level and you're going to look for a 1-to-1 target on it. So basically just meets the rules. It's an uptrend, it's a long, take it. It's a downtrend, it's a short, take it. 1-to-1, 30 days, 2 trades a day. For the swing trades, can't really set a limit on that because of how long they or a time limit. You might want to consider doing every 20 trades you level up.
Here's a question I have, right? From what I'm looking at, we're looking at this chart that we're looking at right now.
Uh-huh.
And basically, I don't know, this is just for demonstration purposes I use in this example, but right now the higher time frame and the lower time frame are both showing short, and we should be taking longs. But yet those trades oftentimes work out. How do we determine which ones we take and which ones we don't in that regard?
When you have, this is what I'm working on with this intelligent trend sense. But when you have something like this,
That's kind of how I got burned today with the British U.S. The British U.S. is that I saw it was all the trends were down. It bounced off of a higher time frame demand level, but all the trends were down. So I was waiting to take it when it bounced up to a sell signal that was previously made, and then it just kept on going, and I ended up getting stopped out. So, but all the SSI was saying it was a short. All the clouds were saying it was a short. But I took it in direction with the clouds, but it still ended up. It was still more of a push up, and I got stopped out. I don't feel like I did anything wrong taking the trade with that. But how do you make those determinations of whether or not of a likelihood of that, or is it just like shit happens type of thing?
Hey, shit happens, yeah. That's pretty much the best way to look at it.
It's either a technical term.
That will be in the next book written.
Yes.
So here's a downtrend, here's a signal, here's a pullback, 1-to-1.
Right.
Another pullback, which you wouldn't really bet on that. Here's a level.
Okay, why would you not? When you say you wouldn't bet on that, why would you not bet on that pullback? Because it wasn't already fresh.
Yeah, I mean, you want high quality trades here, especially with 1-to-1. You don't want to be screwing around. When you have 2-to-1, 3-to-1 targets, you can mess around a little more because you're gonna be able to afford to be right less times. But you want with these 1-to-1 trades, you want high quality trades. You want basically good fresh setup, so you at least get your first target. You don't want to get, you know, this kind of bounce where it barely does anything for you.
We'll see if I was even right. I know I was profitable with that British trade, but I ended up getting stopped out. So I did there again. I think I was probably going for too much. I'm thinking.
It's just so you learn how to basically pocket the money.
Right. Pick up the $50 bill off the sidewalk.
Yeah. So you can see something like that even. Here's the level. Here's the. This is a it's a pretty tight level. That's a 5 pips. So. Wow. I guess you could position size. If it's 5 pips, you can put 4 contracts on it. It's still going to make you consistent, so it's fine. You basically, whatever 20 pips times your position size equals to, that's your maximum risk. So if the level is 5, you just basically, you can afford 4 times the position size you usually take. And then you're going for 1-to-1. Just discipline yourself a little. Don't goof off, don't play a video game, just basically, you know.
So what I'm looking at right now for me, I just was, as you're doing this, I'm looking at the dollar Swiss, and I'm looking back on the, I guess that'd be April 1st area where we had a fast momentum signal. And I'm looking at what I would probably, for me, I was setting my zone up at the 96.50 with a stop at the 96.95. Is that too high? Because what I want to also make sure is because we also had a quarter signal a few candles back that haven't been tested, so I have 2 enhancers there.
Yeah, I would,
So I went a little higher on my stop than normal. And then I went 1-to-1 and 2-to-1. And my 2-to-1 takes me where current price is sitting right now.
so it's about 95.50, 96.70, 20 pips.
Right. So where would you put? See, you see that candle, the quarters. Is that where would you put your stop in that regard? Is what I'm asking. I put my stop at the 96.95 just to kind of protect that quarter. Or would you put it there?
75 or 80, yeah. I mean, you don't really want to give it that much wiggle room either. That's 5 pips wiggle room. I mean, probably 2 to 3 is okay as well.
I'm just trying to save some money here.
Yeah.
Because really, that's not much of a.
Based on OTA rules, it probably come back over here.
I mean, that's.
Not even that zone, it's this level here. That's already been hit. And even this right here, if you mark that off as a level, that's already been taken out. So it might actually not be fresh anymore.
That's kind of what I was looking. Even though we have that, it looks like it may have been. I mean, we didn't get a 1-pass signal before, but we did on that second one. So, is that just a retest of the previous level?
It looks like it, yeah.
So my better area would be higher up, based on that. My better area would be right at the 97.25 mark. Wouldn't you agree?
None of these are fresh. This is not fresh. This is not fresh. Everything's been kind of wiped out to the downside here. It's almost like it's clearing the way for the uptrend.
Yeah.
There's the
You see the 97, I guess that's really, okay, I see what you're doing there. That's a retest because it's already been there.
so you got this
Your
guy.
fresh line is actually, your freshest line is actually at the 98.75 mark.
Yeah.
But by that time, would it not be in an uptrend?
It would be.
And therefore, you wouldn't want it.
Now, the only thing about uptrend, obviously, in this case, it's way too far away. But something like this, where you have these pullbacks. Let's see, pullbacks here. Hold on. Let me take out this intelligent trend. It's not working properly yet. It needs to work. So you can see here that you have a buy signal right there. It's fresh. None of these are fresh anymore. You can take a fresh signal on a downtrend as long as it's fresh.
And boom.
Here's once that cleared, price went to the next one. That's pretty much how it works. It's very, very similar to supply and demand. It's almost the same thing.
Well, that answers that question. I won't be putting on anything on this one for a while because it didn't look good.
And something like that, this is where it's a retest of another level. So this is not a real level. This is just a pivot. And hence the reason we break it. Same thing here. You know, that was a retest. Here's your fresh level. Look at that. Everything that's not fresh on the way down, everything here has been cleared out. Price just went right through it to the freshest level it could find. Same thing here. You can see how everything's been cleared out. And that we didn't have a signal, but we have that this would be a fresh demand zone. Just like on that Aussie the other day that I showed you guys. This one. This is what I was looking at. I really liked that level for some odd reason. And you can see I wasn't thinking 3-to-1 trade.
And even though you would have been taking a long and a short zone.
You mean a long and a downtrend?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was a fresh level. And it was really strong.
Correct.
So those are the counter trends you can take, is if it's fresh and it's good.
And there's not much after that, though, is there?
No, this was like almost clear space. And then on here, you know, there was this level, but that was the first target, and these are not that great. That was a retest of that. That was a retest of this whole mess. It went right up to the first fresh area, which technically was a supply zone, not necessarily one of our levels. actually this one candle right here. This green one. And ironically, that's where it's at today.
Okay, I was sitting there looking at something thinking, man, mine doesn't look like that. You're on the 15 minute, I'm on the 4 hour, thinking, dude, this is not right.
No, yeah, this was just an example. But so
I was thinking, what are you doing?
look at this level right here.
Oh, it's right there.
And next fresh level is up here.
How do you draw those lines like that?
Like what?
You're able to just boom, boom, and they're there.
I have 0 and 1 on my fib. That's all I use it with.
Oh, that's your fib there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you got this level, which has been tested way too many times. So don't even bother taking that. That's not going to hold. And then if we break down, we're going here.
Wow.
And possibly here. I'm telling you, try these 1-to-1s for a little bit, especially on smaller time frames.
Well, that's what I plan on doing during the summertime, especially as I'm learning how to do what y'all do.
Yeah. And get yourself on a fast track to a consistency.
Trying to set my fib up like you had it.
I'm just curious, just for hell of it. Let's see, 240. See, it likes this candle as a level. And it says this is a retest of that level.
So it's saying that we're in a supply area now.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. These diamonds represent breakout candles. You basically, once price goes into a level and starts consolidating, you put your trade on right after, or right at the number 3 entry and get in on the way out. The other thing is probably a good idea to track, or have somebody else track your progress on this. Have like a body double check your trades. Make sure you're staying on track.
$75.31. So you're saying 75. I don't. Okay, I see that one.
Except this is already cleared out. If price drops, it's going to drop through it.
75.31. Yeah, that one's already gone. Your next one I'm just doing a drag like you were doing, so I'm seeing. Okay, so that's gone. So then we're dragging it even further down, which would be the one right there.
Yeah,
Which
you
is
need
almost a
new
little more
levels here.
level. What was that, James?
You need new levels here.
Yeah. I'm already in it long, and I'm already going to be profitable because I already moved my stop to the moved 90 pips away from my entry, so I've already got a 30 pip gain regardless. And I think it's going to stop me out overnight. But I'm okay with that because that would mean I made about 90 pips today on this particular pair. And I don't have to worry about it. I can sleep well tonight.
Where'd you take it?
Let me get my entry. My
75.31?
entry was on at the 75.25 mark.
Quarter and fast movement.
And as you can tell, I made it up to my 90 pips, and then I moved my.
It's a really nice trade.
Yeah, that's one of those stars on top of a one path signal, or path momentum signal.
And then you use SSI on top of that?
It was the signal that came was the right on the 329 at 4 o'clock in the morning. I have a star and a fast momentum signal on that candle. That was my spot to set my entry at, and I put my entry right there where it's at. I went with the quarters instead. I could have gone a little high, could have gone a little higher up, but anytime I see a star with at the same time see a one or a fast momentum signal, it kind of draws my eye to it. I'm just curious when I get on the Forex tester, is it just my imagination or is this a, odds enhancer?
How are you? What size do you have the signal set at? 15?
Let me see what I got right now on this one.
Just curious how.
Yeah, you like to find what your QT zone settings are. You have it on a minor? Minor and then holes and quarters.
No, I'm talking about the size.
I've got 0.2 and 1.8.
The QT. Look at the QT symbol size. What number you have there?
Minor holes?
No. Symbol size.
A symbol size. That's QT scales, okay?
It's under signal style.
Signal symbol size. I'm trying to figure out where it is on this thing. There it is. I have it set at 15.
Okay. What about on the multi-indicator?
As far as what?
What's the size of the PB signal symbol size?
Okay, let me look over here. You're talking about the wick size and the candle size or the signal size?
The signal size.
Okay, let me see. PB signal size. 15.
So how do you see them one on top of the other?
It's very simple. Give me screen control and I'll show you. Oh, you got it. You got it right there.
So, you're looking at the line and the...
Yeah. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, that's it.
Just for verification there, Brian, what's your QT scale setting? You're using minors and then holes?
Minor holes. Minor holes.
Yeah, the minor quarters checked yes.
Let me see here. Let me open it up. Correct.
Okay,
Minor
so
holes and minor quarters.
scale selector's minor, and then under scale enabler you have holes checked yes and quarters checked yes.
Correct. That's all I've got.
And then you got the 3D star.
I'm not using a 3D star. I'm just using a plain star. Easier for me to see. The 3D guy got crazy.
Actually, okay. I never saw the plain star. Let me try this thing. Let's see how that looks. Oh, I see it.
Basically, that's like an odds enhancer for you.
Yeah, I'm wondering. I want to test that sucker out and see if those things tie up together. Every time I see it with the trend that needs to be, if I get those signals, how reliable are they? I mean, good night. For me, I'm thinking if I can just do that every time,
Why do anything else?
why do anything else? Yeah.
There you go.
If I'm, I mean,
Let's see if we have any more of those setups.
it may limit some of your trades, but if I'm looking at 6 pairs and I have 1 or 2 come up on a 4 hour and I'm going to get 100 pips on all of them, then what do I need to do so much work for?
Yeah.
I can learn to market one path. You know what I'm saying? Instead of wasting my time doing that, I can go out and
So this one
hopefully
this one
bring more people in.
qualifies. You see, you have the star and then the signal.
There you go. It still qualifies. It's not on top of it, but it still qualifies to me because it's still the quarter.
So you want to see this the little star right at the line, not on the exit candle.
Either way. I'm saying either way because if it's on top of the line, that's the same candle in as it's both. But if you have, for instance, because really, that the star is only representing an exit out of the zone of
Yeah.
that quarter.
Yeah.
Whereas the one path may be the next candle over.
You won't get the line until after that next candle.
Right. Right. And I'm curious how that would play. I mean, if you look at that one we were looking at, it really retested the quarter on the very next candle before we ever got the one pass signal. Or the
Yeah,
fast
because like
momentum
you had
line.
this level here had the line on it, and then the next candle had the star. Look at that. Boom.
Right. Right. I'm wondering if we have a little diamond in the rough we haven't. I mean, this could be a good thing. It may just be a fluke, but I can't imagine it being a fluke with all the data.
Oh, you know it's institutional level, but it pushes out of a quarter and it gives you a signal.
True. And if we're following our discipline rules of 1 to 1, 2 to 1, 3 to 1, then you've done it.
Yep.
You've done it. I mean, for me, I've done it a lot more on this one because I didn't risk hardly anything with this particular pair. I mean, I just 35 pips. I think I started with. So I'm already at a 3 to 1. So it's.
Yeah, I mean this was like a 15, 16 pip level. If you do it the way you did it, I mean, 16 pip level, give it a few pips of wiggle room. You got 20 pips right there. Yeah, 20 pips to make.
I'm over 90.
If you did 20 to 20, you would have had 20 easily.
I'd have had it in the next candle.
Yeah. Well,
Pretty
2
much.
candles.
And I'd been
no,
real happy.
Yeah, no, right. Next candle would have given you 20-20. Something to think
Interesting
about.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and you just got. That's why I said. That's why I was asking. The stars. If we could get them eliminated when it's not with the trend that we're looking for.
Yeah, I'm
that's
working.
going to take my eye away from all those other stars that aren't validated.
Definitely working on that.
Yeah, I mean, just. And, I mean, if you get bored, you'll have it done in a day. And it may stop me from stealing money from Tony.
Yeah. Well, good thing it's not football season. He's not distracted by the Patriots.
You call that football? Whoa. I'm liking it. Well, I'm getting ready to head out, guys. James, if you need me to do anything, let me know.
No problem.
We talked without you this morning. I'm sure Al will bring you up to date when we talked about some ideas.
I forgot already.
Yeah, but that's all right. You'll wake up and we'll think about it again tomorrow.
Right.
All right, we'll see you guys in the morning.
All right, see you, man.
Okay.
All right, good night.
See you, Brian.